Well, let's work with all of that today. Thanks for showing up, you guys. Find a comfortable place when you're ready to sit. I'm going to give you a little pre-spritz of release just to continue, like, you know, letting things go, feeling in the flow. So find your seat, find a place on your back if you prefer. Take a few moments and just check in, tune in. Welcome to your practice. Thank you for being here. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. Some days it's hard to make time or to maybe change what you're doing or to get on a computer when maybe most of us would rather be together in a studio. So thank yourself for showing up, for the commitment that you make to your body, to your practice. And just sense what's going on. Sense kind of the emotional temperature of your body, the physical temperature, the mental. Now on Monday, we did some tapping, and we're going to do that again. We're going to practice tapping. And for those of you that didn't read the email that I sent out that kind of talked a little bit about it, or weren't here on Monday, the tapping is a way to kind of touch different energy channels in our body, and it just helps kind of move things through your body so that emotions or physical sensations, energy doesn't get trapped within the body. It's a great practice to do to continue to be mindful of where in our body we hold things or where things kind of lie at times. And so it's just a great practice to be aware, to put your intention and moving energy and attending to your body. And so it's a great self-care practice. So you can do tapping for anything, a physical something, an emotional, a mental. You can just tap just to stay like energized or to stay kind of connected to yourself. You can tap on kids. I tap on my daughter all the time, and she really likes it, especially for sleep. So we're going to start that today. So just kind of as you checked in and tuned into your body, notice anything that you want to work with today. It can be an emotion, like I said, a mental state, a physical something, or an intention that you want to cultivate. Take a moment to select that, and then when you're ready, go ahead and take your karate chop arm and start to chop. And just put to mind what's going on. So even though I feel or I'm experiencing this, I'm going to make space for it in my practice today. And you can replace those words with anything else, but we want to be somewhat of like a positive or encouraging statement about what you're experiencing. And you're just hitting that karate chop. Say it a couple more times in your mind's eye. Even though I'm experiencing fill in the blank, I have the capacity to practice within that space. Even though this is in my experience, I am greater than that. And then we're going to tap the insides of our eyes, right where the eyebrows kind of touch in. Take a deep breath in and out. And you can tap with 1 or 2 fingers or 3 outside the eyebrow, deep breath in and out. Underneath the eye, deep breath in and out. And then above and below the lip, deep breath in and out. Right at the kind of center of the sternum, it's K12. And then right underneath the armpits. Usually it's tender, so you can kind of palpate around. And then the top of the head, deep breath in and out. Tune in, just notice any shift or change from what we first did, and then start again, another cycle. Inside the eye, outside the eye, underneath the eye, keep breathing, above and below the lip, at the heart, underneath the armpit, top of the head. One more round. You can always do way more rounds. And the more rounds you do, sometimes the more you might feel relief, maybe not, above and below the lip. The heart, you can also tap with one hand if you're not able to use both hands, like maybe you're in the car. And top of the head. And then just drop your hands and tune in and notice what you feel and sense. Maybe there's a shift, maybe there wasn't. Take a deep breath in and out. And then bring your hands to meet at your heart and place an intention if you would like on your practice. Maybe it's to, again, work with that part of your body. Anything else that you want to let the movement actually elicit movement or bring energy to something that you want to energize in your life or something that you want to energize to move through you. One more deep breath in and out. And then open your eyes, release your hands. We're going to lie on our back. So we're going to do some twisting today. I feel there's a big oppositional energy today, and depending on your sensitivity to the energy, arms and legs out in an X. You might feel sometimes polarized with this energy, like kind of caught between the past and the future, caught between feeling and feeling kind of disconnected from your feelings maybe at times. So we all experience polarity energy, but differently, but twisting is a great way to integrate. So as you're stretching, I want you to feel a stretch from your right arm to your left foot. So feel that stretch apart. Then release that, and then feel a stretch from your right leg to your left arm. And then go back and forth between the two. So we're doing across a diagonal, and then another. So it's a really subtle movement. One more. And back to the other side. So we're going to do a little bit of core work with this. So if this is too much, you don't have to come all the way up. You can just do a half lift. So I'm going to let my left palm come down as I take my right arm to reach up towards my left leg. So I'm rolling up, and then I'm rolling back out, and then I can switch. So I can go up nice and slow so I'm not kind of thrusting my body. So I'm doing a little bit of an ab curl, so I'm letting the head roll in, ribs to hips, rolling up and rolling back down. And I can use my hand for support, and again, I'm just showing you the half lift. So if that's better, just to kind of lift for your lumbar, do that. Use your exhale. Then as you lower down, stretch apart like we were just doing, so that you feel the contraction and then the release. We'll do about 4 to 8 more. Take a break if you need to. Big breaths. Let's do 2 more. And release down. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Massage the low back. And then place your feet down flat. And then if you don't have a strap, it's okay. But if you had a strap and you'd like to use it, go ahead and take the strap and interlace it across your right ball of the foot. Right above your heel, below the ball of your foot. If you don't have a strap, just take your hands behind your thigh. Just take a nice little hamstring stretch for a couple breaths. We're going to not be very long. Then we're going to take the strap, if you have it, into your left hand. So now I have a cross reach. And I'm going to take the right leg across my body, twist. So if I have a block and I want to place it underneath my left thigh, I certainly can do that. Or if you have a wall space, that works. If you don't have a strap, just let your leg fall to the degree you need, and it can be hovering. If it's possible, take your right arm to grab your left big toe side of your foot and then lower back down. So you've got a little bit of a quad stretch in this twist. If you can, bring your toes towards your face. Extend through your kneecap so that you have a straight leg, and reach from your outer hip through your outer foot, from your inner thigh through your inner foot. Take another couple deep breaths. And then let go of that foot. Go ahead and bring your leg up nice and slow. And we're just going to switch. So left leg comes in. You don't have the strap, totally fine. Take a moment or two just to stretch your hamstring, so maybe your hands just interlace behind the hamstring. Take the strap in the right hand, feel that little cross-directional reach for a moment, and then nice and slow, lower the left leg towards the floor. Feel that first, kind of moving that left hip away from your chest. And then with your left hand, your free hand, grab the big toe side of your right foot. So you see, I'm not going to the floor. You're certainly welcome to if that feels better for your body. Relax your shoulders down. Feel that reach from your hips to your ankle. Lengthen that left side body. One or two more deep breaths. Feel the inner reach, the outer reach, both at the same time. And then let go of your foot, and then nice and slow, let your leg come up. And then as you're ready, take the strap out. Cross your right thigh over your left. And just for a moment, for a little mini bridge, press into your left heel, kind of lengthen through your tailbone to do a little scoop and lift your legs. So you've got a little bit of inner thigh. It's a very low bridge. Feel the legs start to wake up a bit. You can feel the inner thighs toning just a bit. And then when you're ready, set the hips down. Bring the legs up. So your right leg's on top of your left, per se. Drop the hips over to the right, and then just scooch them over, and then drop your legs towards the left. Reach out through your right arm and stretch across your right chest. And you might even take that right arm at that diagonal so that you get that kind of from the from the right thigh to the right arm, a stretch. Use a block underneath your thighs. And then using your core, you're going to bring the legs up and then grab outer shins if you'd like, or fronts of the knees, and bring your legs towards you. And you might roll a bit, might roll your ankles. Keep the same crossing that you have and drop your legs towards the right. And then from here, you might want to use the left hand to kind of grab the legs and then point, sweep that left arm up so you get a nice long line. So my palm is facing my ears. My left hip drops away from that reaching action. I'm kind of getting more of a left side body stretch. One more deep breath. And then you can use your core to come up and then come into a happy baby, either grabbing the outside edge of your foot, your ankle, your knee crease. Widen the arch from inner to outer arch so that you have a flat foot as if you were standing on the ceiling or on the sky, those of you that are outside. Feel free to rock. Breath in, breath out. And then legs come down neutral. So we'll go left leg over right, like you're doing eagle pose. Then I'll press through my right heel and then feel again that slight little compression of the belly drawing down so I get the core work. And I lift my hips like an inch or two, so not that far. And I'm just breathing, feeling the ab work, feeling the inner thigh work. Feeling that grounding sensation. Maybe strengthen the lower half. And then as you're ready, let the hips lower down. Lift the legs up and then scooch them over to the left before you drop them towards the right. And then again, you might have a block underneath you. Stretch either the left arm out to the side or at that diagonal. Right arm can support the twist or can hold the legs up if it's too deep to drop the legs. You kind of feel what's more supportive. Relax your jaw and shoulders. Then using your core, come back up and we'll switch. So now we're just gonna drop over to the left. And then once I do that, my right palm turns towards my face and I reach my right arm overhead as I drop through the right hip. The left arm can, again, grab an ankle or something, hold on to. But I want to move my hip away from my face so I get a nice long right side body. One more breath. Then using your core, bring the legs up, and then hug the legs in towards your face. However you want to touch ankles, shins, knees. You can be still or you can move. Nice deep breaths in, nice deep breaths out. And then unbind yourself, come down and come back into that X shape and stretch out all four directions. And then just relax. A couple of deep breaths in that relaxed, passive stretch. And then as you're ready, gather up your arms and your legs, pull them in, and then rock and roll yourself up. Cross your ankles and downward facing dog. So all the things you like to do in your downward dog. Where did my rubber band go? Oh, that's strange. Okay. So maybe you're pedaling the legs, maybe you're still, maybe you're rocking forward and back. Tune into your breath, and again, if you had an intention that you set today, maybe you're connecting back into that intention, noticing how you feel. When you're ready, lift the right leg up. Take a moment to feel the hamstring work. So as you lift the right heel up a little higher, so you can lift the right heel a little higher. And then bend the right knee, get a quad stretch, and then externally rotate the right thigh as you lift through the right pelvis. Drop now through the left heel. See a little calf work. So as you're feeling the heaviness of your right foot drawing down, feel the levity of your right thigh drawing up. Now press into your left palm so that you're not draping through the left shoulder. And draw outer left hip back. So you feel strong arms, strong outer hip reach. Big breath here. And then re-straighten that right leg. Bring it down to the floor and just check in. And then as you're ready, left leg lifts up. Go ahead and lift through that right heel and see if the left heel lifts a little higher. Bend the right knee. Externally rotate the right thigh and then lift through that left pelvis. Then as you're ready, descend the right heel. Press evenly through both palms so that the right armpit lifts and the right outer hip draws back. All at the same time. And then release the right leg down. Breath in and breath out of downward facing dog. And then walk your hands to your feet back on the mat. Bend your knees and keep your spine long. So belly might be on the thighs a bit. Draw your chest long, your spine long. Bring your hands to meet at your heart. And with a long spine drawing down to the heels, lift all the way up to standing. Sink right back down to that chair squat. So we're going to stay in chair. We're going to kind of hit left elbow to right thigh-ish. Right, I'm not actually going to touch. I'm just going to draw them towards one another. Come back to chair. Exhale. Inhale. So I want to turn torso. Keep chest broad. Lift thigh. Exhale. Inhale. Nice big breathing. Sitting back as you need to. Deep as you want to go. Let's do two more. So we even it out on that side. And then sink back to belly on the thighs. Release the hands down. Walk back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're going to step the right leg forward and come to the tips of your fingers. So almost similar to the same Utkatasana that you're in, belly touching thigh, long spine. Breath Breath in, and then let the left leg meet the right, hands to the heart. Breath in and out. Long spine, then hands down, right leg back. Tips of the fingers, and if you need blocks, that's totally fine. And then hands down, downward facing dog. Walk hands to feet, back in the mat. Bring your hands to your heart twice. So go to each side. Come up to a twist, come down, come up to a twist, come down. Walk your hands down. You might pause for a moment. Walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. This time we'll start with left leg. Bring your left leg forward. Come to the tips of your fingers. This time now we're going to twist. So right arm down flat, fist or block, twist to the left. And then as you're ready, hands come down, both hands down. Bring your hands to meet. Pause for a moment. And then you're going to take both hands down, left leg back, twist to the right. Feel free to grab a block if you need to. Both hands down, downward facing dog. This time, bend your knees and walk your hands back so that you're immediately in that pose, that squat belly to thigh, hands up. Twice again. Tap. Tap. And then come back down, walk your hands back, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Adding on, right leg is gonna come up, just like it did before. You can do the same work, heel lift. Make it nice and slow and intentional. Heel down, firm up those armpits. This time we're gonna take that right leg across the body and do a little tap. Go back up, scorpion dog. And then take right leg down, bring your hands to meet at your heart. And now twist again to the left, high lunge. So you feel free to hook, or if you don't want to hook, you can put your knee down, or you can replace the hand. Okay, both hands down. Step both feet forward, or one foot forward, hands to meet at the heart. Now we're going to add on here, so you're going to stay with your right leg being your lead leg, stand up and grab onto the left outer thigh and open arm twist. Drop the left hip, open, open, come back down. Do it on the second side, so take your time, heel up. Drop the right hip down, lift up, come back, chair. Drop your belly so that meets your thighs. And as you're ready, stay down. Right leg comes back. We turn and twist, high lunge twist. Remember, you don't have to hook if you don't want to. Hands to the floor. Left leg up and back. So that same work of lifting the heel, drawing the left leg a little higher, heel to bum, externally rotate, lift through pelvis, descend the right heel. And then one more time, left leg bumps to the outer edge, a scorpion down dog. To try to do it all, synergize, and then left foot down. Bend those knees, walk your hands back. Hands meet at the heart. Last two times. Tap, come down, tap, come down, walk it all the way back, downward facing dog. We'll start with the left side this time. That same work, left leg lifts up, bend the knee, rotate the hip, descend the heel. We'll add a little bit here at the core. So you're going to take that left leg all the way across, lift your hips, and then drop them down, almost a touch, lift them a little bit higher, back to scorpion. And then you're going to step the left leg forward. If you'd like to grab a block, you can, because we're going to either take the hands to the heart, straighten the left leg, and twist. So you can twist without a block, or if you'd like to have a block, you can put a block down. So I'm lifting out of the core, turning and twisting. Then as I'm ready, bend the left knee, belly touches side, right leg steps in. Okay, we're gonna let that left leg be our base. Come back up like we did before, standing knee raise, or if you'd like to grab the outer foot and extend, extend. Lift your chest. Totally fine if the knee's not completely straight, and totally fine to keep the knee bent. Go all the way back down. Second side, take your time. No rush, so find the heels, find the core. Go ahead and come on up, however you want to grow it up. Extend the leg if you want, or grab foot. And then as you're ready, we're going to come back down to that squat. So now the right leg is going to stay. We're going to step the left leg back, straighten through the right leg. So my back heel is lifted. I'm going to find that extension through my spine and turn. And as I'm ready, hands come down, downward facing dog. We'll do that right side. So as the left heel lifts, the right leg lifts. I bend the knee, I rotate the hip, descend the heel. Lift your armpits. Right knee to left outer arm, do your twist, and then drop the lateral hip, push it right back to that scorpion. And then both feet down, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, walk to the back of the mat. And this time your belly can lift a little bit higher off the thigh. Lift the left knee up and then ankle over thigh for figure four. And then sit on back. So option to stay upright, hip stretch, or if you'd like to add a twist, you can add an extra twist unless you've had enough twisting. So choose. Unhook. You can stay in a squat. Rehook. Sink back. Breath in. Breath out. Remember, if you wanted to add the twist, you can. We'll have another go at it, so you could always add it later. Unhook, twist. Forward fold. Walk out to downward dog. This time travel forward to plank pose. Drop to your knees, heels to your rear. So keep the belly engaged so that you're not letting the hips dip. Do a baby chaturanga. Straighten through your legs. Extend the arms straight. And you can lift the knees if you want, or it can be a modified upward facing dog. If you like the heels back, you can even keep the heels back. And as you're ready, lift the hips first. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. The right leg is going to lift up. And then this time we're going to bend the knee, roll the hip. And then if you'd like to, bend the left knee a bit. And then just do a mini kind of flip dog. So that mini can be letting the hips stay kind of medium height before you lift up. It can be more of a side plank than a back bend too, because we're warming up. And then both hands down, right leg lifts all the way back up. And then step the right leg forward and wide outside your hand. Drop to the left knee. So I like a block usually underneath my left palm. So I'm going to grab one. You may not need one. So the hips go forward a bit, but my belly draws back. Right arm reaches forward. Scan the horizon, reach all the way up and back. Decide if you're ready to grab a foot or if you would like to just stay low without grabbing a foot. So remember, the shoulders go on your back. You're twisting the torso. You can kick foot into hand or let the hand draw the heel in closer. Okay, let that foot go. Bring your hands both inside edge of your right foot, and you can come to any lunge variation that you like. So you can stay up on your hands. You can even lift the chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so you're going to tuck your back toes under. We're going to stay in this right leg moving, being the moving leg, and we're going to come to a figure 4 down dog. Kind of like the opposite of what we did before. So the more you bend the left knee, the deeper the hip stretch becomes. The more you straighten the left leg, the less of a hip stretch. So you can decide how much of that you want. But the hips draw back, the belly draws back. Breathing in, breathing out. Re-step the right leg forward. Go ahead and take your left hand to the block if you have it. Otherwise, we're going to come into like a warrior 3 for a moment. And then for now, just a twisted revolved half move. So we're going to keep it for this first round. So pressing from inner thigh to inner foot, back leg lifting, extending the spine and twisting. And I'm just having my hand at the small of the back. Of course, you could straighten your hand or your arm. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then you're going to come to standing, both feet at the mat, at the top of the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Staying the right leg being your base. Reach your left arm out like you're kind of holding on to something, right? And either reach back inside grip or outside grip, thumb down. Okay? Bend the right knee a bit so you can feel kind of the strength of the legs, lift your core, thumb to heart notch. At the same rate, let the thumb and the foot reach away, and you can start to extend through the leg if you'd like. Breathing in, breathing out, and then slowly come back in. Tadasana, top of the mat. As you're ready, arms will stretch up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Bring your left hand to a block. So I'm staying in my halfway lift somewhat pretty high, right? I don't want to be too low where I'm rounding the spine. So I might have to come to fingertips. Sweep your left leg back. And then again, just like you did in dancer, but I'm going to reach around from the opposite side, grab inside a foot, and turn and twist. So keep lifting through your hamstring. Keep rotating from your spine. One more deep breath. And then lower it all the way down. You're in a lunge. And then you're in downward facing dog. Ooh. Breath in. Breath out. Bend those knees. Walk it on back. Slowly come up, maybe a little higher. Left leg becomes your base. Right thigh hooks on top. So remember, you can twist or you can just enjoy the hip stretch. You can even fold forward. So if you'd like to do more release, then try that. Unhook, stay in a squat if you can. Rehook. And again, I can twist. I can release, I can stay put. Okay, we're going to slowly come up. Unhook, release down, walk your hands out, plank pose. From plank, shimmy forward, knees down, heels to the rear. Baby chaturanga to extend the legs, to straighten through the arms. Remember, if you liked the extra hamstring work, keep that. And then hips move back, tuck toes, downward facing dog. So almost the exact same thing that we did. The left leg lifts up. I bend the knee, rotate the hip, but this time I bend the right knee, turn the right arm out. And I can either kind of step more to a side plank and extend, or I can rotate the chest up. I want to keep a really firm reach from my right chest to my right palm. And if you can safely come out, go ahead and safely come out. Left leg lifts up. Step it wide outside your hand. Drop to your right knee, and then I'm going to put a block under my right hand. You do what you need to do. Left arm comes forward. So my belly is drawing back, but I am releasing the hips. Reaching up, reaching back to grab the outer foot. So there's this balance of hip release and rotation of the torso. The shoulders are on the back. Gaze can be up, gaze can be forward. Then as you're ready, we're going to release the leg down. And then you're in a lunge of choice, opening up that right frontal hip. So you can just let the hips go. You can let the chest lift, or you can come down to your forearms if you want to deepen. Fill up with that breath. It's going to be left ankle over right thigh when you're ready. Figure 4 down dog. Come on back. Remember, bending the right knee deepens the stretch, straightening it gives you a little relief. Then when you're ready, the left leg steps back forward. And I'm going to take a block into my right hand. I'm going to come towards a warrior 3-ish, right? But I have my right arm spot in the diagonal, and I'm just going to turn and twist. That extension of the spine is super important. The reaching from right inner hip to the floor, to ground, and then the lift to the pelvis is really important not to overwork the hip joint. And then right leg meets the left. And we slowly coming up. Taking a couple breaths. Staying with the left leg being your lead leg. Bending the knees, arm goes out, just to get the shoulder back. So you can even just take the arm back depending on what kind of grip. If you're going to go inside grip, it's helpful to have the arm externally rotated, reaching back. But if you're going to go outer grip, it's fine just to move the arm back to grab the outer foot. So bend the left knee, find your core. From heart notch to thumb, like a string, I'm going to lengthen at the same time. So I keep my heart lifting and my thigh reaching back. One more breath. And then slowly coming in. Samasthiti, both hands at the heart. Arms reach up, stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Come to that halfway lift. And then I'm going to take the right hand back to the block. I can keep my left hand at my hip or at my heart, whatever works for me to reach my right leg back. I want to get set up first before I reach back to grab my foot. And then I want to lift through the hamstring. Whew. And if I need to bend the right knee, totally fine. If the hamstring is still tight. Revolve the torso, firm through your inner thigh. For 3, for 2. Slowly let it go. Come back to your lunge. Downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. So go ahead and widen your feet. Bend those knees, turn the heels and the toes out, and walk yourself back to a squat. So if you want to put a block underneath your hips, you can have that to lift yourself. Otherwise, as you pry the thighs apart, just gently with your hands to move some of the weight towards the outer edge. Feel that lift from the pelvic core up towards your heart. And then left arm in the inside the left thigh to reach the arms up, the twist. And then lower it down, kind of, again, that lift of the heart, that spreading of the thighs before you lift the left arm. And then both hands down. So as we come out of it, we're going to lift the heels, rotate the thighs, walk back to like a wider leg down dog, and just feel that one out. Walk your feet a little closer. We're going to begin with the left leg. Last time through, for the variations, left leg up. All that same work, bend the knee. So you can keep the heel lifted this time if you're feeling strong. Rotate the hip. So I want to go ahead and turn that right palm out. And I want to start to release the weight out of the left arm. And I can just stay here. Or if I want to, if I keep the hips high, I'm much more able to come more towards the back bend here. That's what I want to do. Feel free to just stay in the scorpion dog. To come out, I want to come out with hips high and then coming all the way back down to downward facing dog. Just take a breather if you need to. We'll lift that left leg up just for a moment. We're not going to do a scorpion again. Step it wide and forward. Knee down, turn the leg out. So we're repeating. So arm out, arm up, and back. And so maybe there's a deeper expression. Maybe it's just, again, the ritual of repeating that allows you to kind of be more present or to feel something new or to work with greater awareness of your breath. Unravel, and you're back in just the lunge. So letting the hips release, whatever a variation of this that's interesting for you. Figure 4 down dog as the left leg comes on top of the knee. Now keep the knee bent and walk your hands back, and you're going to be in that figure 4. So bend the knee, slowly come up. You can twist, you can stay put, you can fold. Come to a straight right leg and a lifted left knee. Open your twist, and you can decide again if you want to straighten the leg. Whatever feels right. Grab the foot. And then as you're ready, bend the knee, just come to that squat. And then walk it out towards the plank. So you can do the series that we did by bending the knees, bending the elbows slow, or if you want to go through your own chaturanga to upward dog, go ahead. Just kind of stand for a little extra beat. More awareness of the lift to the backs of the thighs. And then downward facing dog. That left leg will step forward between your hands. We're going to go right into the full expression. So that's the revolved bound half moon. So set it up super slow, you guys. Take your time. So first getting the lift of the hamstring, the lift of the spine, bending the knee, rotating. Here's a variation. If you want to stay here, stay here. If you want to bend the left knee and rise up, you can do a revolved dancer. You can also do both, because we can come out this way. So my heart lifts, I'm rotating, and then I come back down. Release it down, low lunge. And then downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring your big toes to touch this time, bend the knees, and walk it back to a squat. So these are knees together, toes together. Hands meet at the heart. Twist to the right. This is a Paschasana variation. So if you need to put your heels on a block, you can. If you'd like side crow, please feel free. Otherwise, we're just twisting. Come to the center. Keep pressing back with the heels. Keep feeling the pelvic floor lift. Twist to the left. And then bring the hands to the center. Bring your arms forward, plank pose. Through that vinyasa if you'd like. So plank to chaturanga, upward dog, whatever feels good. Downward facing dog. I didn't give you very long in that one, so sorry if you wanted to linger, you can stay a little longer. Gonna start with the right leg. So the right leg lifts. I lift the heel, bend the knee, roll the hip. So I'm turning the left arm out. I'm tenting the right palm, and I want to turn the hips, turn the chest at the same rate before I release the hand and lift. Coming out with my hips high, the right leg can lift if you want. Step it wide and forward. Knee down. Repeating, cat chasing its tail. Right arm forward, shoulders back. Reach up and back. Keeping the shoulders on your back, strong for your core. And then let it go, low lunge of choice, inside of your foot. So I like sometimes lifting the heart, dropping the hips, but feel free to do whatever feels good. Figure 4, down dog is next. The right leg is the one hooking. Then walking your hands back to meet your heel. You're going to be in that figure 4 chair pose. You can twist, you can fold, you can stay put. We're not here too long. Before we'll straighten the right leg, bring the right knee in and open arm twist. So however you want to open arm twist, or closed arm, straight leg, whatever works. Bend the knees, come down to that squat, walk it out to down dog. Staying with your right leg, you can lift it up if you like, and then right leg forward, we're gonna go right into it, revolved, half moon with the bind, so come on in, however it works to get in, so take your time to get your balance, reach back. Remember, revolved dancer was an option if you want to try that. Otherwise, sometimes it works. Come down when you're ready. Release it out nice and slow, low lunge. Down dog. Nice work, you guys. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's step the left leg forward. Take a quarter turn for a wide leg forward fold. Anything you want to do with your arms, interlacing them so that the hands grab the elbow crease or arms forward, big toes. Walk your hands underneath you, take a halfway lift, bring your hands to your heart, come all the way up. Arms out to the side. We're gonna do 4 times a twist and a rotation. So use your breath for this, feel like a final clearing. So big breath in, stretch, you can even go a diagonal. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then arms out, legs out, almost like we started. Stretch in all directions. And then bring your hands to meet at your heart, forward fold. Turn towards your left leg again, downward facing dog. If you'd like a vinyasa, take one, or a cat-cow, anything that feels nice. You can just stay in down dog if you like. And then drop to your knees and spin onto your back. So if you have a different inversion of choice that you'd like shoulder stand or headstand or handstand, feel free to be upright right now and take your inversion of choice for the next minute. So that can be a bridge pose, supported bridge. If you were like in the figure four, you could do a figure four bridge. We did a Gomokasa bridge when we began. You can start with that again. We did want to get the hips over the heart, so that's our only indication here, but it can be something passive as well as legs on the wall. We're just going to be here for a minute. Release, kind of get your breath as the metronome. Whatever pacing is going to allow your nervous system to continue to calm and regulate. Soften your face. Let your tongue relax. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lower the hips or come out of whatever inversion. Take whatever shape is a nice way to kind of regroup after that. So I'm just knocking my knees together, widening my feet. Just take a moment, find your breath again. And then lift your legs up and go ahead and find the tops of your ankles, just like you're sitting cross-legged. And just allow the low back to stretch the feet a little bit. So I kind of grab the tops of the feet. And then lower the legs down so that they're cross-legged. Reach the arms up and let one palm be on top of the other. Just remember what ankle's on top and what palm's on top. And take 3 or 4 deep breaths. So remember what palm is on top. Bring your legs up and then switch. Grab onto the tops of your feet. Roll side to side. Or hug the legs in. So stretch those feet. Feel your low back stretch. And then release. And then palm on palm. And then nice and slow, start to straighten your legs, eventually unbinding the arms, come back into that stretch. We're in 4 directions. You stretch actively, reach, and then let it go. Take a moment or two with your legs and arms outstretched. And then find whatever Shavasana shape will be more restful for you. So it may not be all wide like that. It might be that you want to be a little more narrow in your stance. So get cozy, settle in. Maybe a couple sighs or bubbling of lips. Letting yourself fully relax. I'm going to give you a spritz of release again. Just feel it coming through your screen or your phone. For a couple breaths, imagining that you're breathing up the right channel of your body. So in through your right foot, up through your head, out through your left side. Then in through your left foot, up your left side, out through your right. In through your right, out through your left. You're not using your hands. In through your left, out through your right. Breathing in through the right top of your head, breathe down to your feet. Out through your left. Breathe in through the left top of your body, down the left side, out through the right. Now breathing down the center line of your body. You can start at the base of the spine or the top of the spine. Breathing a couple rounds of breath just down the center channel of your body. If you need more grounding energy, you might want to start at the base. And if you need more light energy, more inspiration, or levity, breathe from the top down. And then just let go of the breath. Let it be natural and easy, and just rest. Feel free to stay wherever you are and continue to just take in your practice, take in the space and time that you've carved for yourself to be in practice. Otherwise, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll to either side, take a couple breaths before pushing yourself up to a seat. And then left hand on heart, right hand on heart, Garuda Mudra. Just breathing. You might want to say to yourself a few times, Loka, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu. Loka, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu. Loka, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May our words, our thoughts, our actions contribute to the happiness and freedom of ourself and all other beings. May our hands rest at our heart, bow to that light within you. Bow to this group, this community in which we can gather and have support in our practice of yoga, of life, of all the magic that this practice brings, the healing, the synergy, the integration, all the yoga. Take a big breath in, breathe it out. Namaste.